I would say, as an ex-American, that that's particularly the case because Donald Trump will probably be reelected president. All the indications are that. We're really alone. Americans are consumed. It's two nations, and they alternate with each other, and they negate each other. And we just can't rely on that. This is a rhythm in American history, which has roots, but it's it's come to a crisis in the U.S. It is two nations, and they just cancel each other out. So the result for us is that in order to survive, we're going to have to forget about the Americans. We just can't rely on them. When Trump comes back, you know that part of Trump's business has Russian investors in it. You know, he's deeply, deeply compromised by Russia. Some people even think that the majority investment in his business is Russian. Something of the same thing could be said about my adopted country, Britain, where the Russians have colonized the Tory party, all the way from the wife of the prime minister is head of conservative Friends of Russia to more structural things like the fact that there's been an enormous shift in quasi-legal or illegal capital from Russia into the UK. It is a deeply corrupted regime, and it's only now beginning to face up to the depth of penetration of the Russian state into Britain. So we're on our own. And the only way to survive this is to imagine that the European Union is like a union, that it is a union. And otherwise, I quite worry about what's going to come to one. The U.S. is split into two, and we have to become one. I guess the final thing I want to say about ontological insecurity is that in the long sweep of history, most people have lived with it. That, it's certainly true that the assumption that peace will prevail is something that in the political sphere is very unusual. So that this is not a condition just of the moment, it seems to me, but that we are, I wouldn't say reverting, but we're becoming more normal about the conditions that we think, that survival is problematic, that there are no cures for what ails us. These take us back into being more like the long-term history of politics in Europe. So that's what's on my mind about this. As I say, this is just my own reflections on this. I can tell you something about how the UN is struggling with this, but not much. But I'd be very interested whether this rings a chord in you or not.